Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm. We continue on with our derivation. What is sensorality? What is a sensor? How is censorship defined? So we're looking for a unique differentiation of it is what it is, our next chronological consequence of linguistic progression, what is a sensor? And so we're just continuing to progress through our steps, nothing really at the forefront of my mind. In From Rhythm to Algorithm is a linguistic consequence, and we are now at that back to that context, and we're just looking to arrive at this finalizing, this unique syllability. A definition answers what is it, what it is, and there's a unique chunk of syllability already iterated in ontology, in consensus, in everyday speech that is sensorality. And so we just continue to progress through. My rights continue to be violated. I continue to emphasize that I am being held against my will. My rights and property are violated so profoundly. As simply as I state that, my life is destroyed. I'm being held against my will in the jurisdiction of Michael DeWine and Donald Trump. I continue to urge and to beg and to plead with the international law enforcement community to get me out of this country. There is nothing to salvage. There is nothing to save. I will never have quality of life. I live under immediate and direct duress every single day. I'm from a community with no morals and no values, and I live in a lawless shithole, and I continue to ask to be removed from this environment. I continue to beg for a little bit of money to eat properly, to sleep properly, and to work. With that being said, we move on with our steps. What is medicine to metabolism? Sensoralities are metabolites. Natural definition, direct iteration, light metabolite. One of these introduced differentiations, right R-I-G-H-T, right R-I-T-E, light L-I-G-H-T, light L-I-T-E, hasn't really been resolved, emphasizing metabolite spells out light L-I-T-E. Is an electrolyte a metabolite? Direct iteration, electrolyte catalytic. Direct iteration, again, just catalytic produced by the syllability of electrolyte. Sensorality is catalyticality. Natural definition, direct iteration. What is analyticality to catalyticality? Sensorality catalyzes analysis. Direct iteration, catalyze, expedite. Rapid is expedient. So we've pointed out, hey, the word velocity carries this intuition of rapid movement, and we see this isolation of rapido and español. Again, just, hey, this consolidation of language happening in a quote-unquote different language. What is expedient to lenient? Sensorality rushes, rush, crush, gush. Sensorality crushes it. Direct iteration. What is crushing to smashing? What is smashing to burning? What is burning to smoking? Sensorality is where there is smoke, there is fire. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality is the first fire. Sensorality is a forest fire. Natural definition, direct iteration. What is teleportation to transportation? What is a port to a sport? Sensorality sorts sports. Sensorality sorts ports. Direct iteration, is a port a station? What is vibration to exponentiation? Is vibration the inverse of motion? Again, directly we're finding some sort of inverse to sensorality. Again, our big logical mathematical step, a logarithm is the inverse of reiteration. Is vibration the opposite of motion? What is elementality to experimentality? Are elements emotional? Is emotion vibrational? Is vibration chiral? Sensorality inverts existence. Direct iteration, again, with this logical progression, something has to exist before it can invert. Existence, inversion, maximum inversion, maximum differentiation is opposition. Invert, convert. Sensorality inverts constitution. Direct iteration, invert, invent. A syllable is a constituent. A particle is a constituent. Is a syllable a particle? What are particles to articles? What is article to articulation? Sensorality is articularity. Natural definition, direct iteration. What is oration to articulation? Is articularity circular? What is articularity to circularity? Sensorality is an identity crisis. Sensorality is an identity basis. Direct iteration, again, to this articulation being unique, right? We have this phrasing or this appeal to, you don't want to have circular logic. What is articulation to circularity? You don't want to have circular logic, right? Tautology is circular logic, but, right, that's an adjective. Logic is not circular. There are sufficiently unique differentiations of it is what it is. There are different words. What is need to identity? Sensorality needs to get a life. Direct iteration, is a moron a loser? Sensorality is moronicality. Natural definition, direct iteration, moronic is idiotic. Sensorality is idioticality. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is idiot an idiom? Direct iteration. What is an idiom to an axiom? Direct iteration. Es idioma, language. Right? Why is language called idiomas in Spanish? Es azul oscuro indigo. Just something that popped in my head. You know, I haven't been emailing people much at all, but if it's a poignant enough step, I'll still send one off. That was a recent one. But conmigo, contigo, indigo, right, is obscure blue, azul oscuro, indigo. Que es a se. Right? What is to know, right? Yo sé, es, a, ace, as. Ace, say, see. Is know, like knowing, yes. Direct iteration. What is existence to knowledge? What is existence to vibration? Vibration exists. Direct iteration. Sensorality restricts vibration. Direct iteration. What is restriction to restructuring? Sensorality is recurring murmuring. Natural definition, direct iteration. Right? Recurring murmuring. Are arrhythmias regular? Again, this overall inversion in logic that we keep hitting up is 7 even, is 7 11, right? Recurring murmuring is irregularity, regular. This natural inversion is contained within the logic and the linguistics, and we're pairing that up to, right, from rhythm to algorithm, algorithm being this direct iteration of logarithm. And all of this being one unique iteration progression. Are rumors murmurs? Direct iteration, and that's a big pair to emphasize, murmur, rumor. Are rumors reliable? Sensorality appreciates reliability. Direct iteration, is multipliability reliable? Is multiplication reliable? What is reliable to relatable? Sensorality is palatable. Another word that came very naturally, again emphasizing this A, palatability. Now has 3 A's in a row. Sensorality is palatability. Natural definition, direct iteration, is morality palatable? Palatability can stomach it. Direct iteration, emphasizing consensus expression, right? Can you stomach that? Right? Can you stomach this? You've heard it before. What is taste to age? What is taste to odor? Sensorality is older odor. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality is the old world. Natural definition, direct iteration. The old world is archaic. Sensorality is archaicality. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is mechanics archaic? Is archaic ancient? Direct iteration. Is inertia inert? Direct iteration. So I kind of stumbled on it, or not stumbled, but you could see me like think about it for a second. Naturally produced the word inertia in one of these previous episodes. Again, what is inertia? Directly, literally, well, again, to the reference of what I said, you can just go look at the episode, but it's just, I kind of said the tendency historically the tendency to stay in motion or without something, an outside force acting on it. I think in totality, inertia is the resistance to change. But I kind of said again, hey, inertia is the tendency to slow down. I really think it is, historically and still, the resistance to change, but the reality is the real world, you're around other things, so there's always friction. So nothing has the tendency to stay in motion. That's sort of like this idyllic condition that just isn't real, but inertia is well defined as the resistance to change. But point being is literally, right, inertia, right, inert with I-A at the end. And so what does inert mean? Inert doesn't react. Non-reactivity is non-interaction in this context, or the way it's presented. So inertia is the resistance to change. Just emphasizing the literality, inert, inertia, and then what I said previously, kind of stumbled over it or thought about it, it's the resistance to change. You just don't live in a real world where there isn't friction. Inertia resists change, direct iteration. Inert does not react. Is inert stable? What is stability to priority? What is polarizing to prioritizing? What is lifting to filtering? Direct iteration. What is filtering to pilfering? What is pilfering to stealing? Is existence existential? Sensorality is existentiality. Natural definition, direct iteration, is an existential crisis an identity crisis? What is an existential crisis to an ulterior motive? Sensorality is ulteriorality. Natural definition, direct iteration, ulterior prior. Are priorities ulterior? Are priorities motives? What is physicality to psychologicality? Is dichotomy psychological? Sensorality is reverse psychology. Natural definition, direct iteration, emphasizing the consensus expression. Is logic physical? Is physics phenomenal? Sensorality is phenomenality. Natural definition, direct iteration, is nomenclature phenomenal? Direct iteration. Sensorality sounds the alarm, direct iteration. What is orality to sound? Is sound oral? Sensorality is resounding. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality is an ultrasound. Sensorality is ultrasound. What is ultra to mega? What is mega to super? Right, mega, right? This direct iteration, age backwards, EGA, AGE. A direct statement of this EA, base inversion iteration identity. Sensorality is megality, just like mega with L-I-T-Y. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is mega gigantic? Sensorality is giganticality. Natural definition, direct iteration. Are mannerisms antics? Sensorality is a mega ego. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality is ego. Sensorality is ego death. Natural definition, direct iteration. What is exponentiation to extrapolation? Sensorality is extrapolationality. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality extrapolates experience. What is extrapolation to interpretation? What is experience to sequence? Is a principle an axiom? What is principality to axiomatic? Is principle capital? Emphasizing principle, P-R-I-N-C-I-P-L-E, to the principle with an A. Is principle capital? What is axis to axiom? Are axioms quixotic? What is experience to function? Is conceptualization experiential? Are experiments experiential? Direct iteration. Are axioms experiments? Is traction axiomatic? Direct iteration. Again, the only proven axiom that has ever existed is speciality. special with an ITY. That is the complete reduced linguistic total canonical expression of what is special. And now we're doing the same thing with what is sensor. But ZFC, Zirconian, Frankel, Cubonic, Frank set theory is not an axiom. Is traction axiomatic? Direct iteration. Sensorality is a fraction of traction. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is certainty exact? Does certainty exist? Is certainty sensory? Truly, no joke, from the beginning of my life, I have no conscious memory or conscious awareness of like, hey, people are doing the wrong things so instinctually, and at the same time, they're so insulated from the consequences of their choices. My life will never change. In evidence, again, proof by demonstration, my life has never changed. Again, to the academic structure and to the law enforcement structure, you are the most disgusting people that have ever lived, and you're the most profound hypocrites to ever live. And if the law ever makes sense, the only thing that I want to see in this world is legal and lawful punishment of everybody that has done this to me, everybody that has benefited from the suppression of science, and every single person that is lying and cheating and stealing about literally everything. But truly, throughout my entire life, it's just people are social creatures. Here's your expected behavior established by your culture. We all have cell phones. We're all looking around what people are doing. And people just are too pathetic to do the right thing genuinely. They just follow false authority and nobody cares. Again, to every single person out there that went through the academic structure and got a degree and your parents were like, good job. Again, you have destroyed my entire existence. My entire life, I will never have a career myself. I will never have a family myself. I will never have a good relationship with my parents' family. How sadistic and ghoulish it is to just destroy my life in the way you've done so. And you guys are academics. You guys are people that have gone out into the world and said, part of my identity is being rigorous, is being diligent to science, following the evidence, and just telling the truth. And you guys just can't. Then the law enforcement agents, you have a sworn oath to uphold the Constitution, and you're too stupid to know what's good for national security. And then you just follow false authority and do what the next guy is doing. It's just profound and total moral failure. Again, to my estate, take literally everything, press literally every charge. I want history to remember everybody living today as disgusting, because their actions merit that legacy. What is certainty to complacency? Is odor a place? Is order a place? Placement orders. Sensorality is disordered placement. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality is helter-skelter, direct iteration. Is disorder predictable? Is disorder consistent? What is disorder to dysfunction? Emphasizing the I to the Y for the dis prefix. Sensorality is dysfunctionality. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is dysfunction disproportionate? Sensorality is proportionate. Sensorality is proportionality. Is scale proportional? Is proportion propositional? What is portion to position? Is a portion a segment? Is a segment a session? What is session to season? Sensorality senses season. Direct iteration. Sensorality is a season sensor. Natural definition, direct iteration, emphasizing the end of season, sensor, in this N to R, this opening from N to R is, I'm pretty sure, almost certainly is like the direct geometric step of proving sensorality spelling as a geometric consequence. Sensorality is a reason sensor. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is arson treason? Direct iteration. What is pleasing to appreciating? Sensorality is depreciating deceleration. Sensorality gets slower, slower. Direct iteration. Sensorality gets to steppin'. Sensorality keeps it pushing. Direct iteration. What is step to movement? What is helping to stepping? What is health to help? Direct iteration. What is despair to repair? What is disrepair to disregard? Disrepair is negligent. Sensorality senses negligence. What is negligence to ignorance? What is negligence to intelligence? Is intelligence agentic? So now for a big opposite, right? We've built out ality, the empirical syllable you say to generalize, iterated by a BI, you get ability, add a one, two, many prefix structure, liability. What is the opposite of liability? Again, the natural definition, liability, the ability to lie. What is the opposite of lying? Being honest. The opposite of liability is honesty. Honesty is a 1. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is intelligence preponderance? Is ponder wonder? Direct iteration. Sensorality is a preponderance of evidence. Natural definition, direct iteration. So again, we're finding some direct inverse of syllability that defines sensorality, just working through well-defined analysis. Again, I just like I can't speak openly about the crimes being committed against me. Each time I do, I genuinely face retribution. I have no ability to publish my work in any meaningful way. I have no ability to preserve the handwritten manuscripts in any meaningful way. I'm surrounded by nobody that cares. I'm surrounded by nobody that can care. Again, I come from the St. Paul community, the DeSales community, the Central Ohio community. How many people are aware of my work, and how many people, again, merited by their actions, do not care that the person that is truly deriving their scientific discovery and realization for the whole species can't eat properly, can't sleep properly, and can't work? Like, genuinely, is there anything more disgusting in this world? But obviously nothing will change. And again, emphasizing I cannot speak openly about the crimes being committed against me for direct retribution. I live under direct, immediate duress. Every school system that I've went to has profoundly and extensively abused me to the point of T-word. I want them all imprisoned. I want the sirens on. I want cuffs on them. I want them arrested and prosecuted. And I will never have a career. I will never have a family because the families of Central Ohio destroyed my life. And it never changes, it never will change, it never could change. And at this point, every single person that is older than the age of 12 aware of my work, you are directly causing death and destruction by not disseminating scientific information, by not telling the truth. You guys have no understanding of the damage it causes, and you guys just lie, cheat, and steal because you guys are cowards, you are social beings following false authority, and you can't care. Again, to my estate, take literally everything, press literally every charge, and just show them the same amount of decency they have shown me. Obviously, nothing will ever change. No one will ever care. Humanity has failed so profoundly and so egregiously, and every single person aware of my work involved is directly and immediately responsible. That is all I have for right now. I continue to beg for a little bit of money to eat properly, to sleep properly, and to work and or a way just to get out of this absolute hell that is the United States of America. That is what I have for right now. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.